it looked like the current Foreign Secretary, Dodgy Dave, may be getting examined by HMRC, according to this exclusive from The Guardian. Let's read into it, guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an exclusive from The Guardian with the headline that HMRC examines if David Cameron failed to disclose the Greensill private flights as taxable perks. The exclusive reveals that the former PM, who became a live peer last week under scrutiny over use of financial aircraft and offshore trusts. Now, that doesn't surprise me, to be fair, if I'm absolutely honest, because I just think like what just scratches my claws, guys, when I think about this is that I feel like the only reason that he's there is to make more money. I don't feel an inkling of this man with the intention of actually wanting to make Britain better, especially after his way of handling things in the last 6 years as a prime minister. I even got the inkling from one or two videos that perhaps David Cameron is the prime minister, quotes unquotes, and it's just kind of bullying Rishi Sunak around behind closed doors, allegedly, as well. This is a man who clearly does not, in my opinion, serve the interest of the people. Now, when you got HMRC sniffing around you, and already there have been allegedly links between him and the Chinese state, clearly there needs to be alarm bells ringing about whether this was an appropriate appointment to have somebody made Foreign Secretary who is not an elected MP and was given a life peerage just so he could be Foreign Secretary. I don't know about you, but it all sounds a bit fishy, don't you think? So tax officials are understood to be examining whether David Cameron failed to disclose taxable perks such as flights on private planes, where he worked for a collapsed lender, Greensill Capital, the Guardian can reveal. In particular, officials are said to be looking at the number of flights that took off or landed near his house in Oxfordshire and also in Cornwall, where the Foreign Secretary has a holiday home. They are also examining an offshore trust that is understood was created by Greensill to pay him extra benefits. It comes amid wider concerns that the process for appointing the former Prime Minister to the House of Lords and other background checks for his cabinet appointment were rushed through in a bid to keep the details of Rishi Sunak's reshuffle secret. Cameron was embroiled in the Greensill lobbying scandal after he exploited contacts gathered during his tenure as Prime Minister to try and win business from the now defunct supply chain finance company at the start of the pandemic in the early 2020s. A parliamentary inquiry later found that he exercised significant lack of judgment in lobbying from Greensill, in which he held a very significant personal economic interest by sending dozens of text messages to officials and ministers, including Sunak, the then Chancellor. He has also worked extensively in the UAE for organisations linked to the Chinese government since leaving office. Cameron was appointed Foreign Secretary last Monday. Two senior officials told The Guardian that they believed he would probably fail the security checks required for a senior civil service in the Foreign Office because of his multiple meetings with Chinese politicians and business figures since resigning as Prime Minister. Something tells me that they're going to try and bend it, or they're going to do something to try and twist this so that two things I think are going to happen. Either A, they're going to try and shove this under the carpet and so that it gets brushed along, or B, they're going to push this back all the way into the next general election, whenever that may be, so that he can basically continue his services. There is also talk as well about potentially that he was also brought in, allegedly, to help shore up a deal with India as well, because Sunak wants a trade deal with India sorted so that he can enrich himself and his family, his wife specifically, allegedly, as well. So that's another reason why he is the Foreign Secretary as well. So there it is. it just reeks right now of everything of corruption around this appointment and the way this has been conducted, shall we say. Also, as well, just to get at former Home Secretary Suella Braverman, who's gone radio silent now, hasn't she? Officials are looking at whether Cameron declared all the so-called benefits in the kinds of his work for Greensill between 2018 and 2021. These are taxable services given to staff by an employer on top of their salary and can be free or at the very low cost. A spokesperson for Cameron told The Guardian that he has paid all his taxes in full. Flight logs seen by The Guardian show at least 13 flights to and from Newquay Airport in Cornwall, which are understood to have been for the benefit of the former Prime Minister on Greensill Picasso P180 private aircraft. Flight logs also show involving RAF Blitz Norton, again understood to have been for the benefit of Cameron. Blitz Norton is a short drive from his Oxfordshire home. Interesting. Interesting. Cameron has holidayed extensively in Cornwall for many years, favouring the coastal resort of Postaniga as his destination while Prime Minister. In 2017, it was reported that he paid $2 million for the holiday home nearby. It is unclear whether these flights were worth. A report in the Australian Financial Review says Greensill lent a Picasso aircraft to another division for an hourly rate of £1,600, while the Financial Conduct Authority said in 2022 reported that a single flight to Sardinia on a Greensill private plane taken by a disgraced fund manager was worth £15,000. You can tell where this is going, don't you? The evidence of flight is not believed to be exhaustive, with sources claiming that there were several more flights gifted to the Foreign Secretary by his then employer. Such flights would constitute a benefit in kind, but the employer's national insurance contribution and Cameron's personal tax liabilities may not have been paid, sources believe. He may therefore face an outstanding bill on each of these flights. A spokesperson for Cameron has said, as already made clear in David Cameron's evidence to the Treasury Select Committee in May 2021, he did use Greensill's company plane a number of times on a personal basis for his short-haul flights, and tax was paid appropriately for any benefit received. Really, David? Further, all income received from Greensill has been properly declared to HMRC and all taxes paid in full. A spokesperson for HMRC said, "We cannot comment on unidentifiable taxpayers," which means that they're not denying it either. There may also be further income tax liabilities to address his, sources said. Cameron was paid for his work at Greensill via an employee benefit trust in Gruzki, a tax haven for the Channel Islands. It appears that Lex Greensill, the company's founder, paid shares into and created this trust as a way to effectively pay Cameron an additional benefit, UK income tax, rather than a low rate of capital gains tax. They therefore have been payable on the £7 million in salary and shares to that Cameron has said to receive via the trust. According to sources who value it at $20 million prior to the company's collapse. Founded by Greensill, an Australian banker from farming stock, his company drew controversy for its links to the steel and commodities trader Sardin Gupta, providing huge sums to his steel and energy empire and related companies. This included £400 million of COVID loans backed by taxpayers' guarantee. The Gupta Family Group Alliance, a loose collection of companies headed by Gupta, has been under investigation by serious fraud officers since 2021. Greensill now faces a criminal case in Switzerland along with former bankers at Credit Suisse. The case is linked to the collapsing funds worth about $7 billion, which were mostly invested in espionage in an espionage film. A spokesperson for Lex Greensill declined to comment on his activities at Greensill Capital. A lawyer for Greensill had previously declined to comment on the ongoing Swiss case. He is, it's like I said at the start, guys. This all seems very fishy, and he's saying like, I paid everything. Well, it's all done and dusted, didn't he? When he was asked, when he used his first interview, when he was made Foreign Secretary, he said it's all in the past. It's all done and dusted. Well, according to this is not done and dusted. Apparently not. If the Guardian is believed to be true, and perhaps they may be more looking at it, and it'll be interesting to see if any other articles pop up over time with regards to perhaps more examination of this. Doesn't change the fact that this all just stinks of corruption. A man who has taken advantage, I feel, of afterlife of a Prime Minister to make more money to enrich himself, but not, in my opinion, in a legal way. At least that's how it comes across to me. Maybe you guys will disagree, but it just doesn't feel right in any way, shape, or form. This whole thing, and I feel like there's going to be more to uncover over time here. What do you guys think? Do you think there's more to this than that's why HMRC are looking into it? Perhaps this may be the only corruption there is. Maybe there's more that we don't know about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Hit the like button, be greatly appreciated. Share across social media and hit the bell notification icon so you'll be notified of when I upload another video. And if you want to financially support me, you can do so by buying me a coffee or joining me on Patreon. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.